Okay, good morning, everybody. I've just started the recording. This is our July 1st Friday on Friday, July 13th. Thanks for everyone joining us. I hope this day works a little bit better than a week ago would have. I know I took last Friday off so that I could be home with the kids for a longer weekend. So hope everyone's enjoying the summer. It feels like it's going fast for me. I know everyone's been busy with camps and field work and a lot of other things. So hope it's been a good summer so far for everybody. I just wanted to give a quick one or two administrative updates. You guys have been wondering what's been going on with the needs assessment. The Community Center for Research and Service has completed the report for us, looking at all of the data. They're considering it a draft final report. We got it last Friday, and I've distributed it to the leadership team at both UD and DSU. So we are all getting together on Monday, and we're going to be reviewing that report and the results of it and try to figure out where to go from here. They've done a really good job. We've got a lot of good data in there. My kind of top impression is that a lot of people think a lot of things are really important. And so that's good for us, but then also, do we need to make any changes to our plan of work going forward? So that's going to be our discussion. We'll keep you guys posted. The next step after we meet on Monday and have that conversation and decide sort of where we're going, if there'll be major changes to our plan of work, that's going to be ready for a meeting with the deans on the end of August. I believe it's August 28th or something like that. So the deans at both UD and DSU and the College of Ag programs, they'll look at that and kind of just have a briefing on how our plans of work may change. And then we'll really need to go and nail down if we're going to add or change indicators and all of those type of outcomes and outputs that we have in there now. So stay tuned. I think we'll give you another update more thorough than this on our August 1st Friday, which is only going to be 3 weeks from now since we bumped back the July by 1 week. Also in August, Maria Papitas and Lori Walensky are going to talk to us about an upcoming forum that they're working on. It's the Farm Vitality and Health Forum. So I hope everyone can join us for that as well, because I think they're really interested in getting some good participation and making sure that we have good stakeholders attend as well. And so really, with it being mid-July already, we know that state fair time. So that's why we've got Michelle Wofford on the phone with us today. She's going to preview our much anticipated story map. I think early next week is setup time, and then we launch on Thursday. And so I know a lot of folks have volunteered to work our exhibit booth, so I thank you for that in advance. I know many of the 4-H folks are going to be swamped all week in the 4-H building, and other folks helping out with different types of judging contests and activities. So I know everyone's going to be really busy. Please share photos, put things on Facebook, send it to me. I'd be happy to feature it in the DWs for the next couple of weeks. So with that, Michelle, are you ready to go ahead? I'll turn.
I am. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I am in full grandmother mode. I'm reporting in from Lewis. That's why I have no camera, because I'm getting little rest with a 5-year-old. So excuse the impersonal no camera. But so yes, we're going to do the story map. So I will get started here. And so you should be seeing the story map. Now, before we get to that, for some background, especially because we have a lot of new people, this is our exhibit here. So you should be seeing this, I hope. And we renovated this in 2000, I think it was 2015 or 16. This says 16 here. This picture was taken. So it's really slick looking. It's not, as you see, it's not branded with UD colors or DSU, because we're really trying to present as a unified Delaware cooperative extension. We will have 4 monitors here that are going to do exactly what they did last year, which was loop a slideshow of each program area. We just did not have, that was not in the cards to change that this year. Then we have a larger monitor here. There'll be a laptop hooked up to that, and that will feature the story map. And then also Philip Sylvester, who's on our committee, he's arranging to get some iPads. So we will also internet conditional. You never know with the fair. We will also have iPads so that we can show people the story map and have them tap on the points and so forth. And then the reason we're doing the story map is if you attended the innovation conference last year, then and during the showcase, you might have met Shane Brandt. He is the guru of story mapping. He's out of Extension out of University of New Hampshire. And it's just a different way of telling who we are. And I don't know about you, but when people walk by this exhibit, I personally heard many people say, "Oh, look, honey, we're members here." Or they tell their children, "Oh yeah, we're a part of that." And I kind of cocked my head. I went, "What are they talking?" They think we're the electric company, Delaware Co-op Electric. So we have a problem when people don't understand who we are. So the story mapping is a terrific way of doing that. And so what is a story map? It's a way of configuring data points on a map with a story. So this is a quick look at it. It required a lot of contributions from people sending in where they are conducting their program work. But understand, this is an introduction. We have to understand who the audience is. It is the general public, and this is meant to give them an overview of who we are, and that we're not just 4-H or we're not just farmers, but we are all over this state doing a huge variety. So everything is not in here. My intern who worked on this has had an extended health issue, so I kind of had to restart all over again. And it's not 100% complete, and you will have a link. I think Jen is going to share a link, and she'll share it in the Directors Weekly, so that you can actually go visit this. And if there's a typo, and there probably are at this point, if there's something that I didn't describe it correctly or I got it wrong, then I'm asking that everybody look at this today, give me their corrections and suggestions so that I can get it up over the weekend. I'll be working over the weekend on this, so that it's ready to go. But we have until really Wednesday night to tweak this to get it exactly what we want. So originally the committee just thought, well, the leadership said we would like to feature our impact statements. So we said that would be easy. There's, I think, 6 or 8 of them published. And then the committee thought, well, why not show where all of our extension locations are? So we thought, oh, that's a really great idea. And that's all we were going to do, but that kind of was a little lackluster. There wasn't much there telling our story. So then we went to the other extreme, and we had everybody sending us all of their programs, where they were doing them with photos. And all of that has to get inputted into a CSV file, which is like an Excel file. And it has to be done like this. So it's a lot of work, but where that's the actual name of the tab, folder, that the category that it falls in, a short description, think of that as a headline. Then I can have up to 3 lines of text. And let me just see this a second. Move this over. All right. And then, and the text is optional. And you'll see there's some blank spaces here because I haven't described it yet or I haven't received a description. Then we can have a link, a website link. So this can go to a YouTube, it can go to a fact sheet, it can go to your website, it can go to your blog. And then what is necessary for it to populate on the story map is a photograph that's linked on Flickr, and then a latitude and longitude coordinate. So let's go back and take a look at this. So this is where you can click on this. And it will show you, for instance, a soil testing lab. Let me just move this thing. I got this thing down here in front. So let me go back. Let me X out of it. These are our locations, so you can scroll down. If you hover over a point, and I can make this bigger, that's the title of the point. It corresponds to a photograph over here. You can click the picture. It will highlight the link. So it could go either way. So what's nice about this is somebody goes, oh, what's around? If I live in Dover, Kent County, oh, what's around me? Wow, all these things are around me. I didn't know that. So it can be done that way. This is sort of like an Instagram grid, which is popular for people. They understand that. You can click on the picture, and then you will see the actual name of the tab. This is the headline or short title. Then these are the description tags. And then if there is a hyperlink provided, clicking on more information will take you to that website or YouTube video or whatever. So you can also scroll through this way and see the different, I'm hearing somebody, I don't know if they're not muted or not. I'm hearing some kind of back feed. So forth and so on. Agriculture and natural resources. Now understand too that there, in some cases you will see I don't have a picture yet, but I've put it in there because I think it needs some explanation. So that's just a note to me that I've got to go back in and change that. When I make a change, I have to go into this website and put it in there. It doesn't automatically populate. It has to be, I have to completely take this down and start completely fresh. So I would really like to get all of the changes by Sunday night, because I only want to make one change. I only want to make it do this one time, because I have to actually go in and put all this description in again and change the colors and so forth. Family Consumer Science, this is the tab here. Let me just make it a little smaller. And again, with something like this, these points are representative. What was going to happen is most of them occur in Newark, Dover, and Georgetown, because that's where our extension offices are. Well, then you would just have these three giant blobs. So we are using a little creative licensing here so that we show the spread of the, again, remember this is who our audience is, the general public. We need to show them that we're all over the state. So while ServSafe is taught up and down the state, there's only one point representing ServSafe. They may have done several educational displays. For instance, here, school nutritional displays. These are everywhere. FCS is very active, so they're all over the state. But I had to pick one spot to put that into, and in this case, it went here. If you don't like where I put it, I'll entertain suggestions, but I'm not going to change all of them. This is not meant to be literal. This is meant to be representative. In some cases, like Money Minutes with Maria, there is a link, and that goes right to her YouTube playlist for her Money Minutes. So if there's a video corresponding, we will, so that's really cool. So it can be a number of things. Some of you may recall that Sydney has videotaped you. Sydney has not been able to edit any of those. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to get those ready, but that can be added in after. If we decide to keep this, we'll be able to edit that in. Here's lawn and garden. And so here, I received Strawberry Master Gardener Workshops, Container Master Gardener Workshops, Rain Barrel Master Work. We just had to say Master Gardener Workshops happen, and we had to pick a location, so I picked the center of the state. It also shows our partnerships, if we're working with DNLA or we're working with the Urban Delaware Coalition for Farm and Food. That would be indicative of a partnership that it's not necessarily our program, but we also want to tell the public that we are working with others. And so I've got the Master Gardener Helpline. Well, that's in all three counties. I just picked the central location. So these can be spread about, and again, you can enlarge them, and then you'll see they're not quite as deeply clustered if you actually spread them out. So I kind of did that. Did you actually have Delaware Livable Lawns in Hockessin? I just thought that would be a good spot to put that because there wasn't anything in this area. This here, I possibly could break that up a little bit, but that actually goes into the where the teaching garden is. So there's some things here that I don't have pictures yet for, but I know to put them in there. I have alerts for it. So again, it's about 95% done. Here's 4-H youth development. So we have mindfulness matters, and that really is taught. That could be FCS or 4-H, and I think I have it in both. So in some cases where you've partnered with from the ground up, for instance, which was a lawn and garden and an FCS initiative, this would appear then under both tabs. And so you want to take a look at this. 4-H animal science okay, I've got to grab a picture of a goat, but you'll see livestock events, cow camp. So there's cow camp there, and if you click on it, and I'm not sure why that's not popping open on the arrow thing here. So I got to check that out. But then what I think is really interesting and something for you to think about, if it concerns you that not everything is being represented, and you can think about creating your own story map for your program area. And to give you an example, we decided to show the public where all the 4-H clubs. So this is an truly accurate GIS. It is coordinated with all the locations where 4-H clubs meet. And to me, this is really impressive. So imagine if you were FCS, this could be all the places that you teach ServSafe, all the places that you do dining with diabetes. So I think this is really cool looking. So consider possibly creating a story map for your own program. And just to show you, this is the gallery we're using a theme called, what's it called? Shortlist. It's called Shortlist. But there are others, and there are map journals, and they're really some of them are really quite attractive. They have cascades. They have different styles. These can look like that. They can look like anything. They look like very sophisticated websites. So it's something to think about if you really want to. Let's see, a cascade is nice. So here's an annual report. So you could think about your program area in this manner and teach us and showcase a story. So there's it opens right up to a video, and then there's stories that just talk about it, and then they include maps. So it's just something to think about. And so I guess the other thing is, let me see here. So that's basically it. For some reason, I've lost that little arrow. There it goes. So there it goes. So you can scroll through. So if you have a chance, look through your program areas. Make sure I haven't gotten anything terribly wrong. Here's the impact statements.
Thank you, Michelle. I see Michelle Rogers has written in the chat box that she loves seeing where all the 4-H clubs are at. That is fabulous, and she did find a typo for the Thurman Adams facility on the first tab. So
okay,
that fixed. So that's that's the point, right? We want people to look at it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got a week.
It's in the chat box. Please go in and look and find errors, omissions. Anything that they want to.
Hi, Tracy Wooden. I'm here at the University of Delaware.
So, and that's the idea. I mean, we could really expand. So again, maybe you don't like where I picked. If your program has a website, I tried to link it. I've pretty much had to do this, from scratch. The impact statements, when you click on them, they will go to the actual full page of the impact statement. We had hoped to add video, and we will finish those videos that Cindy has started, and they would occur here. So the actual YouTube video will be part of this web page. So, which makes it really nice, I think.
Yeah, it's multimedia right there on one page. So
yeah, exactly.
So they're interested in reading a lot, boom, they can listen, or they can listen while they read.
Exactly. And again, the main thing is we try to, for a visual standpoint, we did use creative licensing here with spreading things out. And if you think of it, if someone, we've taught it in Georgetown, but if people from Bridgeville came, then, you know, we could put that dot in Bridgeville because we're reaching Bridgeville, even though it was taught in Georgetown. So I can make arrangements for the way this is rearranged. Initially, these were all clustered, all the impacts were clustered together. So that's just a matter of moving things around. Strong pictures are helpful. Some cases I use the logo. Here's risk. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to show you, let me go to, I think it was small. All right, it was agriculture. Just to show you, profiting from a few acres. This is Delaware State University. And I spelled geared wrong, so I have to add the E. I've already fixed that in the on the sheet. So it's right. I'm not sure. There it is right there. I've already fixed it right there, but it didn't populate because it's not live. It's not connected live. This requires me to upload this again. So Phil, thank you, Phil Sylvester, wherever you are. He went through here and he, you know, I don't always have the correct technical knowledge or the technical terms. He went through, I'm going through this like a crazy woman. So there were typos and so please look at it. It won't hurt my feelings. Hey, could you say it like this instead? Or I think this might sound a little better. But understand, I only have a few days left to get this done. Wherever there are blanks, that means there's not, and I can send this link out for people to view it. Wherever there's blanks, it means I didn't get a description, and a lot of it, 4-H summer camp, I can figure that one out. And I still have pictures for everybody.
Some folks know that yesterday I was going through sending some emails out, especially for the ones where it was blank across the board. So if you had column C with something in it and not something in column D, E, or F, I wasn't so focused on those, but I was just looking for at least one caption. So thanks to Doug and Kristen and Carrie. I know you were 3 of the people that I had hit up for some help with that. But yeah, anybody who wants to add more details, they can. But so I know, Michelle, you're technically on vacation. You got Hugo there with you. So you said you would be willing to accept additional edits and additions through Sunday, you said, right?
Yeah, through Sunday.
Okay, so,
and I have Monday off, and I'm not sure when Hugo's leaving, but I'll work on this at night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. But I really don't want last minute stuff because in order to make one letter, one typo change requires me taking down that whole story map and re-uploading. It has to be done every time. So obviously I want to go in here and kick them all out in one shot if I can.
Right. And I think I just want to point out to folks, I think that's going to be a change from what we had put in the DW last week, right? Because I think last week we had said we would take them through Tuesday. So I just want to make sure.
I really don't want new additions, and unless there's something you really feel
glaringly missing.
We're not looking for very specific things here. We're looking for not the 25 food safety workshops that FCS does. Oh my God. I mean, they sent me so much stuff and I really appreciate it. But then it was like, I just need to say, we teach food safety.
Right. We want to have a balance between all of the program areas. So
right.
Really understandable. Right. And I hope folks do understand that not everything's going to be in the exact spot. But if there's something that really needs to be moved, I think, like you said, you can entertain that. But you can't move hundreds of dots at this point. So I hope folks can take a couple of minutes, hopefully, either while you're listening to go and check this out, or, in the next hour or two, try to get it done today if you can, so you're not working on your weekend. But so, Michelle, I'm going to put in the DW Sunday night. I'm going to, 8 p.m. or is that too late?
No, that's fine. That's
Sunday
fine.
night, 8 p.m. will be the deadline for sending you any changes.
Any
So
changes and
yeah, really
corrections?
appreciate that. So now, as far as logistics for at this fair, you said this is all, hopefully we'll have really good internet connection. There will be iPads, and then this will be on the screen. Are there any special instructions, or have you not quite gotten there yet for when folks are there to man the exhibit?
There'll be a booklet
Okay.
with the time, and I did want to show the state fair schedule. Um, by the way, if anybody, I do have passes for people, so I'm going to be at the state fair around 1 o'clock on Tuesday. I think Phil and the DSU crew are going to set up the monitors on Monday, but I'm not staying till 8 p.m. I'm just going to go there about 1 o'clock, get the furniture in, set the table, the booth up. We are giving away cinch packs, which are the bags that people carry over their shoulders. 200 a day. We only ordered 2,000 of them. So they'll be under the table. We also still have the RFID credit card protectors. So we have plenty of those. So those are the giveaways. You all have your dates and there's a couple evening ones. Usually Friday and Saturday nights are slow. If not, we just close up. But I do have fair passes if you have interns working and you don't have a pass through your county office or through 4-H, then let me know. I'll bring those with me or get them transferred to somehow between now and Thursday. But yeah, there'll be instructions.
It's like Emily,
laptop.
First shift, so they'll figure it all out for the rest.
Right.
Okay. Well, great. Any questions or comments from Michelle right now?
I'm going to stop sharing so I can answer any of those.
Okay. All right. If not, please send her emails. Try not to maybe bombard her with a million of them. If you have a couple things, put them all in one so she can get through them all. And appreciate everyone contributing to this. I think it's really neat looking, and I'm glad this was a new way of storytelling that we all just learned about less than a year ago. So
yeah, I think Shane's been great. Yeah, and definitely like FCS really stands out as a program area that really ought to have their own, and it doesn't have to look like this, but you can embed it in your website. It can just be a link that you add to under your email signature. So it's really cool. So I'm excited about it.
Okay, let's see. I think I did just see we have one new message. So Kathleen, looks awesome. Thank you. So that's great. Okay, well, so I see that we have Dante LaPenta on with us now also, and we wanted to transition over and meet Dante. He is our new communications manager. I think that's what the title is. So Dante, are you, let's see if we can hear you. Nope, you're muted, I think. Let's see, I may have muted all. You may have to hit *6 if you're talking over the phone.
How's that?
Yep, now we got you.
Okay.
So Dante,
Hi, so
just introduce yourself, and we'll see if
sure.
you have questions about what's to come with the communications group.
What's become of us? Hi, so I am Dante LaPenta. I've been with UD for the past 3 years in the College of Health Sciences as a communications specialist. They had it designed over there pretty similar to Adam Thomas's role, a mix of public relations, writing, social media, and marketing. So here I'm the communications manager. I am the pilot for this new era of Office of Communications and Marketing, where I am actually in their office, but I'm a part of the college. So I report up to Katie O'Connell, who had this job, a few communications managers before, with a dotted line to Dean Rieger. And I just think, you see Asanas trying to centralize some things more. Communications is one of them. So we'll kind of just see how this goes. But I have a college mentality. I've been in a college before. I still refer to OCM as they sometimes. I need to change my thinking on that, I guess. But I'm very excited. We have a really good team. We're going to do a couple new things. I'd like to stress some things more that we haven't done before, including video and graphic design. And those are some things where we're going to need OCM support. So hopefully me being housed there, we'll be able to tap them more for that. I've been communicating with Michelle even before I started to make the connection to Kent and Sussex, and I fully plan on not being stuck in my office here in Townsend Hall, but getting out and, just like you showed on that map, this college and extension is all over the place, all over the state, and we have to show the impact that we're doing. So I think in general, communications and marketing does, a decent job. But what they don't do as good of a job on is the marketing side. And if you remember before, they actually switched their name to Communications and Public Affairs under the previous VP. So I'd like to stress the marketing side more. And that might mean paid advertising, like, for example, some of our graduate programs with unfilled seats. And anyway, I'm trying to learn the extension stuff as much as possible. And we did we certainly did outreach in health sciences, but nothing to the magnitude of extension and the history, and all the great people that you have involved. So, I mean, at least for this year, for the state fair, I'm just going to come down on the days where I need to be down there, Governor's Day, whatever, just roll up my sleeves, help, observe, and then maybe offer more ideas in year 2.
Great. Well, thank you. Are there questions for Dante? Anything that folks, inquiring minds, want to know? You can unmute yourself if you want to talk. I think I did try to mute everybody while Michelle was talking, so we didn't have any disturbance. And if not, you can chat it, but looks like everyone's being pretty quiet. Well, we're glad you're here, Dante, and I know we're all looking forward to kind of advancing what we're doing with our communications, and I know everyone's interested in video, so I think those are all really good things to hear, and we're excited about that. So
definitely.
Michelle Rogers, I know that you're on. Is there anything else, updates that we need to share? Anything for the good of the group at this point? You can see you've unmuted, but I cannot hear you. Sorry to put you on the spot. Nope, we're not hearing you, Michelle. Sorry about that. I do see that you were typing in the chat box earlier, so we saw your comment about possibly putting the story map on the longer wall instead of the short wall. And I think to start thinking there is the short wall has the big screen, but we can always play around with that and see how that works out. Maybe the setup team can look to see what the options are. Michelle Walford, are you sharing us something else? Oh, there you go. That's kind of.
Did someone comment about moving these screens?
Michelle Rogers in the chat had said maybe we want to put the story map on the longer wall instead of the short wall. I know the short wall has the bigger TV.
Right, which can pull out, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the idea was, well, yeah, but that would take rewiring. I don't know that we could hook all of these up to the internet.
Right.
That's the issue there. So I think it's here, and then the idea would be that we would be walking around. There's only going to be 2 or 3 people on any shift, so we're going to have more than enough iPads that we could just pull our iPad out. And I think one of the iPads is not wireless dependent, so we can just use our cellular and show people. So we'll have hopefully a couple of those. And and the other thing, I thank you for bringing this up anyway, is we're going to have a really good gift basket. Normally we've had different gift baskets. We spent maybe $50 and we had items donated. We're going to spend about $100. It's going to be really nice. People see that gift basket and they want to win it. So we will have dated, colorized entry forms so that we can track how many people we interact with. We had like 2,000 last year that actually interact with us. They can't just enter to win. They have to actually talk to us, or we either have a conversation with them or we show them the map. And as a result of that, then they get an entry to win the gift basket. So that's the lure. Also, Kwame from DSU is putting he's changing the poster this year. It's What is Delaware Cooperative Extension? And it's a word cloud. It's an image of the state, very large, with a word cloud of all the keywords that we would associate with extension. Again, trying to tell people we're not the electric company, which I think's a hoot, but it's a problem we've got to, address.
Good. Thank you. Those were good additions. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. I saw the preview of Kwame's kind of word wall image, and it'll be neat for us to have that up there as well. So Michelle, she said it was just a thought, it's not critical, so she's sure it'll be great. Other updates that she's just added to the chat box. Operating budgets, whoop, I just lost where I was reading. Okay, other screen. Operating budgets are coming out in August. Coding will be the same. Sound's not working for her. Go ahead, continue on with operating expenses. They're working on the budget. We're receiving about a 1.9% funds, but gave 2% salary increases. Also 5% increase in federal for benefits. So she needs to rework the budget. So operating amounts will be redetermined as they work on the budget. So expect to have all that to us in August. So you've got the go ahead and spend, but the total amount, hopefully you don't spend your entire year of operating budget in the first month. So the total amounts will be figured out and confirmed in August. And salary letters are expected to come out today. I know Allison Brayfield was working on that this morning. So sounds great. Good news. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Anything else for everyone to hear or share? All right. Well, have a great weekend. Have a great fair. I hope I'll see you around. And Michelle just put in the link again to the story map. So take care, everyone. See you soon in 3 weeks on the next First Friday.